Thank Next PCB for sponsoring this video. Next PCB offers totally free PCB prototypes. We can get a $0 1 to 4 layer PCB just by clicking Learn More. So let's check that out. Here's our 0 PCB prototype for the first order. Let's do an instant quote. Let's upload our sample Gerber file. So if we go here to my sample Gerber, this is an tiny little gamepad. This will automatically determine the size and layers and everything for you, which is really handy. We can see here our Gerber schematic. We're going to choose the minimum order quantity of 5. And we can see here a $0 PCB. You can also get a $100 coupon if you sign up. You can see here, new customers get a $100 coupon for free. Next PCB is not only a PCB manufacturer, but also an electronic components distributor. They have over 200,000 plus components in stock and ready to ship. Check out the additional links in the description below. All right, so let's chat about this printer a little bit while it warms up and starts printing. So this is a mini update video to my Rook 180. I haven't made a lot of videos about this printer, unfortunately. I've just been very busy, and there's going to be a lot more videos on my channel about this printer coming up. But I wanted to just kind of go over this frame that I assembled on stream, give a quick overview, an update on it, that type of thing. So unlike my pink frame, I've actually removed the middle pillar in the back and I've extended the Z belt in the rear up to the top. Just eliminate some plastic, saves, print time, that type of thing. So a little bit of a change there. The new tensioning is in this frame here with the tensioning bolts on the front. And then I basically made the motors in the back stationary. They no longer tension the belts. I have added a Prusa mini bed now. So this actually does have holes for the Prusa mini bed. There's a hole here, one in the middle, and one at the very back. And then I've printed some ASA pucks here. I do recommend users print out this bed frame in ABS or ASA if they're going to print with a heated bed. Of course, you can definitely use a glass bed and some painter's tape like I usually do for my prototypes. But the Prusa mini bed, this is a FISEC clone one that I have in the bill of materials. It's a great bed. It works very well. There are some issues with the strain relief on the back. We're going to talk about that a little bit and go over some ideas and things like that that I want to change. You can see here I have mounted my Meanwell power supply in the bottom. So this is a Meanwell LRS 200. This is a 200 watt power supply. And then I have a basically an AC inlet in the back embedded right into the frame, which is nice and clean there. I'm very happy with it. This power supply mounts to the bed with M4x30. Unfortunately, Meanwell power supplies use M4 bolts, so you will need some M4x30 bolts to mount that. We can see here the printer is going to home and it's going to do Z tilt. One big feature of the Rook 180 compared to the Rook is this has 3 independent Z motors. So this printer can level itself. There are no bed screws on this printer. It can automatically level the bed on its own using Z tilt and those 3 independent steppers. So we'll let this run through this Z tilt routine while we talk. So one big thing that I want to mention is I am going to be completely redesigning this printer. So if anyone was waiting for a little bit to build this, maybe just wait a little bit more. I do want to make a bunch of changes to this printer to make it to a Mark 1 release. I am kind of ready now to start focusing a little bit on this printer. I want to change a few things that I'm not happy with and try to optimize this printer so that it's as good as it can be for this year. So what does that mean? The bill of materials is not going to change. Anyone who's built this printer so far, they're totally fine with the parts that they purchased. They're not going to have to buy anything additional. I'm not changing the parts around or anything like that. I think I'm going to have to issue another Z-tilt here. So the bed was just a little bit too much out of skew, but we can cue that back up and it'll be completely fine. So one thing I want to really do with this printer is I want to change the belt routing. The belt routing on this printer is not ideal. I do not like it. It's a bit messy. I want to clean it up. I want to remove the belts on the front. I want to basically redesign all the belts. It should be relatively easy to do. There's definitely some space there, so I can move the belts more into the middle of the gantry. Just clean it up, make more sense. That's definitely one big change that I want to do for sure. So belt routing, that's going to completely change. I want to make the printed parts smaller in two ways. So I actually want to take these pieces and I want to make them more equal in length. So the green pieces and the blue pieces, I want them to be similar in size, meaning I want to evenly distribute the length of these parts equally. So let's say this printed part will be 140 millimeters, this green part will be 140 millimeters, and then this end part will be 140 millimeters. I'm going to be really changing a lot of that. I want this printer to be more printable on itself. So I'm going to try as much as possible to redesign some of the printer so that it's fully rep wrap. Meaning you can print another Rook 180 on itself. So that's a pretty big change. It'll also help with print times, and it also should help a little bit with warping too. We'll have smaller parts, hopefully less warping. I actually want to reduce the size of these parts physically as well. They're very thick and chunky, and I think it's a waste of plastic. I want to add some slots. I want to kind of streamline and optimize this printer as much as I possibly can so that it uses less plastic. Again, it's quicker to print, that type of thing. So that's a big change that I really want to do with this printer. I want to make it also more compact without losing build area. There's a lot of waste on this printer, I find. It's kind of looks like a really tiny bed in this giant frame. I think this frame could be shrunken down a little bit, even if it's like 10 millimeters in each direction. To me, that would be a big change, and I think the printer would look a lot better as far as proportions and stuff like that. So overall, I'm very happy with how this printer is working, but to get it to Mark 1, I definitely want to make sure it's the best it can be. And like I say, once Mark 1 release of this printer happens, I'm not going to be touching it for at least a year. I can be happy with it, and I can basically focus on other stuff. As for updates for the channel, to those of who stayed to the end of the video, I am going to be doing some more videos on the Rook MK1. Fabrico does have a pre-order open for it right now. I will link that in the description. I'm going to be building one of those. I also am 99% done of the Rook Evolution, which is a brand new printer that is available on my Patreon. I will be doing videos and releasing the files on Patreon very soon. We're just beta testing the printer, again, making it as good as it possibly can be before I do a big YouTube reveal on that printer, show it off. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it looks very cool, and it will officially be the last printed 3D printer that I designed for a while. So not the last printer that I designed, but the last printer that has like a printed frame and that type of thing, at least for a little bit. I want to go back to some 2020 designs, start using some aluminum extrusions, that type of thing. So, and for anyone watching the printer is not shaking around. It's my really terrible table. I do plan on doing like a big office remodel and getting a new desk and better lighting and better angles for the camera and stuff like that. I just want to improve the video and audio and that type of thing for all you guys. I really appreciate all the subscribers. We're starting to approach 7,000 subscribers, which is incredible. I think the Discord is approaching 3,000 members. We have just an incredible community on Discord. Again, if anyone is interested in a very welcoming community, it doesn't matter if you're not printing my printer. We have a great Voron channel on there. We have a Mercury 1 channel on there. We have people designing their own printers on there. There's a really great community around Clipper on that, on my Discord. It's just a great place to hang out. There's always people in voice chat. We have some gaming channels on there. It's a really great place to hang out and be part of the 3D printing community and just gain some knowledge and that type of thing. So again, I want to thank all the patrons. I'm just very, very humbled by how much support I have on Patreon. You guys are really helping this channel grow, and I'm able to start investing more into the channel, like I say, with potentially some better audio and some new desks and just making my office a little bit better for shooting YouTube. This is just the beginning. There's going to be a lot more printers and hopefully more kits and more designs and Clipper tutorials and Delta printers and all sorts of stuff. I'm not even close to out of ideas yet. So stay tuned, and again, thank you everyone for joining me, and like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.